Well, Dr. Vijay Limaye is a scientist who specialises on the impact the climate crisis is having on our health, and he joins me now from Wisconsin. Vijay Limaye, thanks very much for joining us. Can we just start from that point of how you cope in temperatures this high? Because I think in many of these areas, it's not a place where aircon is a matter of course even necessarily. So what is the advice to people who are trying to deal with this?
Absolutely. We've seen in the Pacific Northwest, as many as 1 in 2 people in Seattle, maybe 1 in 5 in the city of Portland out there lack access to air conditioning. My brother lives out there. I've heard reports of people retreating to their cars. It's the only place that they can access an air conditioner. And certainly the supply chain disruption due to COVID has, prevented people from accessing air conditioning. So cooling centers are open, and the public health authorities are doing a good job out west of alerting people to opportunities to access cool places to find some relief from this unprecedented heat right now.
Yeah, because never mind issues of COVID and the like, this can conceivably put a huge strain on the health systems.
Definitely. Some people think heat is only an inconvenience, but the truth is that extreme heat exposure can be deadly. Out west in Oregon, the authorities saw hundreds of calls to their emergency department visit. More people ended up in the hospital in one weekend than typically end up there in, probably half the summer. So definitely extreme heat prevents, people from dissipating stress on their organ systems. When it's really hot overnight, as your intro mentioned, people's bodies aren't able to dissipate that heat, and all of that extra heat stresses our organ systems, and even our blood delivery, oxygen delivery to the brain can be threatened. So extreme heat is definitely a dangerous health problem. We estimate at least 1,300 people in the US die each year from extreme heat exposure, but the true number is very likely higher due to just gaps in the data.
Yeah, it does. And yes, and different years can have very different effects. This is clearly going to be a year of challenge, let's put it that way. How much are you prepared to look at it as a one-off, and how much do you believe this is, frankly, part of that bigger picture of climate change?
Unfortunately, what we're seeing in the Pacific Northwest right now is right in line with what the climate scientists have been telling us for decades. The science indicates that climate change itself has made these rare heat events about 3 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit warmer, which is really key. And so we're unfortunately seeing the evidence of climate change right before our eyes. It's not some distant future threat, but it's very much a part of our existence right now, which is why we need to make investments right now to cut our addiction on fossil fuels and prepare communities, invest in preparedness and resilience so that we can adjust to this new, future that we are facing.
And I suppose in the very short term, prepare for a prolonged heat wave over the next week or so. Vijay Limaye, I have to leave it there. Thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.